Hello everyone and welcome to Room and Board! Today, if you couldn't tell, we are in the kitchen. Hi! How's it going? We are cooking chicken and biscuits. And on the board for today, we have this lovely great white wine. Little great white shark. It's a very easy to drink wine. I don't even know what grapes are in it. I think it's just a big blend. You guys are good over there? Good. Here too, here too. The first thing I wanted to do was to get started on my biscuits. Because we making biscuits from scratch. These are called baking powder biscuits, as opposed to like buttermilk biscuits. That's because they're made with baking powder and there's no buttermilk or baking soda. It says that this is double acting baking powder. And what that means is it's a two-step process to activate this baking powder. But the process doesn't involve an acid, which is what you would need with baking soda. Hence buttermilk and baking soda. So baking powder, all you need is liquid, because there's already an acid in here. It just needs to activate, and then you need also heat to activate it. Hence, water and heat, double acting. So far I measured out my flour. I'm using a scale today. Isn't that fun? Weighing everything in grams. This is super accurate. Oh, Scud! Hello! Welcome in! Oh, this is awesome. Thank you for following. Oh. Scud and I love to play Tetris together. Like, I didn't know you could download it for free on the Switch, but you can. And I didn't know how much fun it was going to be until he showed me. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. You like compete against each other and like attack each other. Mostly it's me getting attacked, but you know, that's okay. We learned what a T-spin is, which is quite an advanced move in Tetris. So thank you, Scud, for following. I appreciate that. What level of Tetris is this? Damn, Oh no, that was a great first message. I really Oh man. The biscuit level, that's what it is. Okay, so 600 grams of flour. Baking powder's here. My scale turned off. That's okay. Thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it. We are looking for 36 grams. Fun fact, I was a baking and pastry major in college, so this is kind of my expertise. I somewhat know what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to tare that, and we're going to do 30 grams of sugar. Of course, I enjoy your company. Aw, thank you. I've never made biscuits before. These are the biscuits that I actually learned to make in, I had this class called bread making. So, what a class, first of all. Second of all, that's where I learned how to make these specific biscuits. Okay. And now I need to cut in my butter. It's actually really fun to make biscuits. Because you get to use your hands and you get to be messy. This is unsalted butter that I'm using. Where's my knife? There's my knife. Do you have it memorized? No. I'm cheating. I wish. So I'm going to start by putting small chunks of cold butter. Cold butter is very important into my bowl. I wish I had the memory to have it memorized. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I do memorize the recipes and I will pre-measure the ingredients, because once I do that, I usually know what process it comes in. Like, I don't need the steps into making what recipes I do sometimes. So that's 169 grams of butter. We're getting close. Need 210, 188, 200. Let's see if I still got it. 209. I don't still got it. 210. Now before I get my hands messy, I should measure out my milk. Gonna make sure to tear that. I have oat milk in my house because that's what I use. Ooh, I'm gonna get killed for using all the using all the oat milk in the house. Ooh. Okay. 400. Let's go. How come cold butter? Sorry, I'm a baking newbie. I've made a total of 3 things in my life. Oh, hi, John. Okay, so cold butter. The reason for using cold butter is so it keeps, like, large chunks of butter in the mix. That way it won't be evenly dispersed, so then when you bite into the biscuit, it's flaky and buttery. I won't tell them. You've used all the oat milk, my lips are sealed, thank you. Hopefully no one watching cares. I'm sure they will enjoy the biscuits and forget you used all the oat milk. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Okay. My favorite part. This is called cutting in the butter. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing it in between my fingers and I'm flaking it off. So I get like flakes of butter that are thin. Gonna start breaking up the butter with my hands, rubbing it between my fingers and my palm. Why not use a pastry knife? So, okay, I do have something that's called a pastry blender, but you know, it's more fun to use my hands. A pastry blender, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's this like square object that has a rounded edge, and that rounded edge has a series of like wires, and it'll cut the butter evenly. But I like to do it with my hands. You know, that way I know like exactly what's going on with my dough, and it's more fun, and I think it's more fun to watch too. After you stole mine and I had to buy a new one? Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a roast session today. Welcome to Room and Board, everybody. I'll be your host for this evening and chef, so you can call me the Stealer, the pastry blender stealer. I know, John, someone's a little salty. I apologize. John, you'll never guess what I did today. I want you to try to guess, by the way. See, I'm like getting these flakes of butter. So that will make the biscuit nice and flaky. Did you play Apex? Yes, I did. And guess what? Guess what happened, John? Did you lose? Of course I lost, okay, John? But like, I also won, okay? I won a game. And in that game, I had the last kill. Okay? Oh, you know, making a mess is all part of the process. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Did I lose? Okay, John. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. So I'm looking for size pieces like this, and I'm trying to break them apart. I'm almost done, and I can feel it. I could feel it in the palm of my hands. Okay, I think it's just about ready. So I'm gonna make a little well in the center of my bowl. That just means like, oh, there's a big chunk. That just means there's like this hole here. Devin says the surprise you happen melted the butter. Oh, surprise! Okay, yeah, I know. I have really hot hands, so I tend to do stuff like melt butter. I don't know if you guys know how the process of brioche is made, but brioche is a very buttery bread, and we had to form it into these like intricate shapes with our hands. And in class, I just kept melting the dough and making a huge mess everywhere. It was awful. I had to get this bowl of ice water, dip my hands in there, and then try again because I just kept melting this poor dough. And don't get me started on my chocolates class. Oh my gosh. Before you just said that, I didn't even know what brioche was. Brioche is a popular bread that you might see for like French toast. Brioche French toast is a very popular dish at restaurants. It's also a very popular thing to have for a burger bun. So right now, I'm picking up the front of it, folding it down and back into the rest of the dough. Because we're using flour, this helps to form the gluten. Gluten is like the protein in flour. Or sorry, it's the protein in wheat, more specifically. It can also be found in barley and rye. I might not be very knowledgeable in T-spins and Apex Legends, but you know, I know a thing or two when it comes to baking and pastry arts, okay? getting there. It's becoming more cohesive. The flour is doing this thing called hydrating. So it's absorbing all the milk. Because flour itself doesn't have gluten. When it reacts with water, then it creates gluten. You're just doing D-spins, donut spins. Heck yeah, you know it. Ooh, look at this, look at this. Oh, look at this big ball. Wait, what? What do you mean, John? Oh, there's this restaurant on the island that makes a deep fried brioche French toast. That is incredible. Ooh, that sounds incredible. Sounds like would go great with like a raspberry sauce or maybe bananas Foster. Wait, John, what's your wait what for? Am I talking too fast? Did you just say that flour does not have gluten in it unless water is added? Yeah. Oh, poor text to speak, or speak to text, talk to text, I don't know, whatever. Yes, that is correct, but like, if you just put flour in your mouth, obviously there's like liquid in your mouth, so it'll create gluten. So there's like no way around like Devin eating flour somehow. Is that your question? I don't know. I'm not making a mess, you are. Stop making a mess in my kitchen. Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone for a little bit because when you work with gluten, you want to form those gluten strands by kneading the dough, but what also happens is it can get tough, so you want it to like rest and relax. Like if you're working a muscle in the gym and lifting those weights, I don't know what that's about, why people do that, but people do that. When you do that, like you want to like rest your muscle afterwards so it can form muscle. So that's basically what you're doing here. I'm gonna wash my hands because they nasty. Okay. Let's see, what's next? Would this work with gluten-free flour blend? Yeah, sure. Because a gluten-free flour blend has a starch in it, or a chemical called xanthan gum, that will act like gluten, but it's not quite gluten. I'll be back in a bit. I gotta get ready and go to the store for a few things. Okay, Scott, well, thanks for joining in for a little bit. Glad you could make it for a little bit. Hope you have a good time at the store. Get some goodies for me. Or don't, I don't know. Okay, next, I want to start getting ready to make a vegetarian gravy for my chicken and biscuits because I don't know if you noticed, chicken is spelled a little funny in the title. It's because we're using vegetarian chicken. Some gluten-free flour blends do not have xanthan gum in it, but you can always add it if you need to. Yes. And they also, okay, so gluten-free flour blends have like 2/3 part flour, like rice flour, and then they have 1/3 like cornstarch. Cornstarch is a thickener, so it can also help do things like act like gluten. No, I thought this would be the first meal I would actually eat. Oh, Allie, what are you thrown off by? Tell me. Is it the chicken? So I'm making a mushroom onion gravy. I'm a carnivore. I need real meat. Oh my gosh. Okay. A carnivore? You know you're not a carnivore, you're a omnivore? You can do it with real chicken also. Yes, of course. You're very far away and you don't have to eat this, Allie. Don't worry. We literally just place an order at Whole Foods to only get plant-based meat. Nice. Nice, John. And Devin. Hi, Devin. Just make some biscuits and bake some chicken. Yeah, that works too. So I'm slicing 3 times through the cross of my onion, and now I'm running my knife through. I'm a carnivore. I still can't get over that. Wait, what? Netflix. Allie, you should watch Seaspiracy? Seaspiracy? On Netflix. What is that? Try to watch it in May when you're in New Jersey. What's that about, John? Oh yeah, John, you're always about the food documentaries. I really enjoyed the chicken one. It's all about how terrible the seafood industry is, yes, of course. All the practices and the labels are really just a bunch of garbage. Yep. It's because people who are like presidents of like large companies will become board members of like the FDA or what's the other one? The agriculture one. I'm crying. I'm crying. Okay. And then they'll make the laws that best fit their needs. And then they'll take money from those people who also benefit from it and help them out. And that's the way our government works. So I got my onion diced here. I have some mushrooms here. I don't know if you guys saw, but recently on Instagram I made beef stroganoff. So these are leftover mushrooms from that. Ooh, I'd like to stick with meat-based diet. Beef has a horrible impact on the environment. Yeah. I really bet it does. They say, well, okay, this was honestly like 5 years ago, but they say that bugs will become like the new source of protein because it's very sustainable and uses a lot less water and land and resources to produce the same amount of protein. So like grasshoppers or ants. I'll stick with my plant-based protein. No way I'm eating bugs. Okay. You know, some cultures in South America have been like, it's part of their culture to have grasshoppers or ants. They have these like lemongrass ants that taste exactly like lemongrass, and it's crazy. I purposely had grasshoppers in my tacos before at this local taco spot near my house, and it was very good. Who are your sous chefs today? Only one way to find out. Cicadas are coming in, and a lot of people are looking forward to eating them. Oh, I don't like that. Not me, yeah, not me either. Eating cicadas. That's on medium heat. I have some butter here. Yeah, that sous chef is a little absent right now. I have no idea where she is. I didn't almost drop my butter. You did. Don't drop the butter. This recipe also calls for some vegetable stock, of course. Oh, did I say I'm making, yeah, I did say I'm making a gravy. And so, of course, I need to use vegetable stock instead of chicken stock. How's the weather by everybody? Is it pouring? Only one way to find out. It's not pouring, but it looks like it's about to be. Rain is on and off. Yeah, John, that looks like what it's going to be here soon. This is vegetable broth, okay. Gotta double check. Because I've been keeping different types of broths in my house, depending on what I make. My butter's almost melted. Look how lovely that looks. A 1/4 inch in the last 15 minutes? That sounds like a flood. I'm gonna let the onion and mushroom cook a little bit. And then I shall add flour to make a roux. No, no, John, no. What is this? Can you do this gravy without the mushrooms? Yeah, of course. I honestly looked up vegetarian gravy and it didn't have mushrooms, but I had mushrooms and I wanted to use them, so I threw in mushrooms. So if you want the recipe, it says 6 tablespoons of butter, a half a cup of onion, a quarter cup of flour, 2 cups of broth, and salt and pepper to taste. John, you're just trying to get me in trouble. Haley wants Luna. I don't know where she is. She's probably sleeping in Karen's room right now. But hi, Haley. Glad to see you too. Okay. Here you go. Nice. So now that this has rested a little bit, I want to work with it a little bit more. Bedtime for Haley? Yeah. Haley, go to bed. Bedtime. Bye. See ya. Don't make a hailstorm. Got some cheddar cheese here. Isn't this fun? I love cheddar biscuits. So what I'm doing here is I'm spreading the cheese out while this is flat like this. And we're gonna make layers of cheese in here. On top of those layers of butter we made, you should try a little Parmesan mixed in as well. Trying to make more work for me, Mama? I see how it is. So what I'm doing, I'm folding this side over, I'm folding this side over, and pressing down. And then we're turning. I'm folding this side over, I'm folding this side over, and then let me look at this. maybe one more fold. I'm not too sure about mixing Parmesan with sharp cheddar. I mean, cheese is cheese is cheese. I mean, not really, but I like cheese. Cheese is good. I'm sure it would go okay. I just didn't prepare for that. Okay, this is the last and final fold. And now we have lovely layers of cheese in our biscuits. I don't know if you could see that. Nah, you can't really. But that's okay. You know, I should have gotten the rolling pin out. Luckily it was right there. I will check on my mushrooms because that's important. Can you all see that from there? They're okay. They're doing fine. Don't worry. No one worry. No one panic. It's all okay. So I'm flouring this. I want to flour my pin a bit. The rolling pin. I can tell this side doesn't have the most flour on it. I do not want this to stick on the counter. That'll make me very sad. How many more follows until affiliate? Okay, so I just got, my friend Scud followed me today, earlier. My friend Jillian followed me yesterday. I want to say 8 more followers until affiliate. So if you're watching and you're having a great time, please consider following because I am on the path to affiliate and this is like the last step that I have to take. I just need the 50 followers and then I have the potential to becoming affiliate and that would be something that I would really enjoy. Because I have so much fun cooking on stream, playing video games on stream, chatting with you guys. And I would love to continue doing so. Try to make this even. I'm feeling around to see the thickness. This is in my way. BRB, let me get 8 extra. Oh, hi Megan. Oh my gosh. Hi Megan. You're too funny. I'm currently making Chik'n and Biscuits. Padding does nothing. It just makes me happy, okay? But I think this is the thickness I want them to be. If I was in school, I would have like a ruler going like this, a ruler going like this, and like this, making sure it's like all perfect. And then as I cut all my biscuits out, I'll have a ruler going that way as well. 'Cause that's what it's like. checking on these, seeing how they're doing. They're doing a-okay. I'd like the onion to cook a little bit more for our vegetarian gravy. We don't need this anymore. So normally what I would use is something called a bench scraper or a bench knife to cut these into biscuits, but this is what I have right now, just a longer knife. A bench scraper, a bench knife, is this piece of metal that big. It's square. It has like a duller side than a knife, but it can cut through something like dough. And it has a handle, and you just like stamp it. And what that does is it helps to cut through the gluten and not like destroy the strands of gluten that's in the dough. Gonna get a sheet pan ready. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Don't ask me. Don't ask me questions I don't know the answer to. Whoop. Now, if you have issues getting something like parchment paper or wax paper to stick on your sheet tray, what I do is wet my hand. And just slap the tray. And then it sticks very well. Because I want this to be flat because I don't want my biscuits getting any weird shape on it. I'm scared of them sticking. I probably shouldn't worry, but I don't care. Okay, that's looking just about ready over there on the stove. So what I want to do is I want to add in my flour so I can make a roux with the fat. A roux is something that helps thicken other liquids. It consists of flour and fat. I'm using butter as the fat. And now I'm going to mix that in. Sorry, I'm thinking about my measurements because something doesn't look quite right here. Oh, yeah, see, it's turning into a roux. This, like, pasty stuff. Yeah, there we go. This, like, it looks like dough almost. makes that paste, you know it's ready. I'm adding the vegetable broth now, 2 cups. And I'm mixing that in. The way that it'll thicken it is once it gets up to a certain temperature, like just below a simmer, the starches will activate and they will thicken the sauce. In this case, our vegetable gravy. I'm not sure if this can technically be called a gravy, but you know, I don't know the technical term for a gravy. Okay, that's all good. I want to see how I want to cut these. This looks great. I'm going to cut these down the middle. Cut them down the middle again, sure, why not? These are going to be some big biscuits. We're going to cut them down the middle again. Nothing wrong with a big biscuit. It's just not what we're going for today. They're not all the best shape, but you know, they're biscuits and they're going to be delicious. So that's all I have to say about that, okay? I'm spacing them out, giving them some wiggle room. Are you not scared that you will dull the knife? Yes, doing something like that will dull the knife, but I have like a sharpener, so I'm fine. I don't need to worry. Also, I'm not like... What really dulls a knife is when you take a hard surface like this or marble and really go at it and really cut something. Like I'm not doing that. I'm just making sure to just cut through the biscuit because I don't want to ruin the counter also, because that would be bad. Debating what I want to do next. Need another sheet tray. So I'm going to do that technique again where I wet my hand. And we go splat. And because I'm scared and I like to be cautious, This is definitely starting to thicken up, but I know it needs a little bit more time on the heat. Our little gravy over here. If I'm being honest, it kind of looks a little bit like tomato bisque or something. Gonna set this aside. I don't have any room in the oven slash sheet pans for the rest right now, but that's okay. Bring these over here. See, that roux is thickening this up into a more gravy consistency. Kind of smells a little tomatoey. Wish it didn't, but that's okay. There's no reason this wouldn't work well with the chicken and biscuits. We're gonna use our milk bowl real quick because the secret to awesome looking biscuits is an egg wash. So I'm cracking an egg in there. Gonna whisk this up. And I think I'm gonna thin this out with a little bit of water. I used to work in this big resort in North Carolina, and I would have to make biscuits every day. So in order to do that, we had this giant spray bottle of egg wash, and we would just spray all the biscuits down the line. Because I would have to make trays and trays and trays of biscuits. And muffins and pastries and scones and, well, so many pastries. I had to make croissants. Did a lot of stuff there. Okay, this is ready. So I have my pastry brush, a little bit of egg wash, and I'm just brushing the top, and that's very important. I'm letting the rest of the biscuit rise. If I brush all around the biscuit, it won't rise nicely like it should. And I created some nice layers, and there's baking powder, excuse me, in there. So, you know, I should have some nice height. Okay. Beautiful. My beautiful little biscuit babies. They are going in the oven now. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
All right. Starting now.
Okay. We're getting to business. We're doing some things. We're getting it done. Wine break. Oh my gosh, I didn't even bring my water over here. Ooh, this is what our gravy's looking like. Some people like brown gravy, some people like white gravy. I made some orange gravy today. I had to cancel my Google timer again. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Okay. I haven't used an air fryer many times, but I'm gonna try to today for you guys, okay? I'm doing my best. This is what I'm using. Little chicken nuggets. Little chicky nuggies. If you have questions about how to use an air fryer, I'm not the person to ask, by the way. Maybe recently promoted sous chef John can help you there. I think he has one. I'm gonna wrap the rest of my biscuit dough in plastic wrap because I'm not working with it today. And then I could just store it in the freezer. Or I could store it in the freezer, sure, but I'm gonna store it in the refrigerator because that's what I meant, not freezer. Natural help you. Ooh, oh gosh, okay. I just read that. Oh wait. No, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine because of the setting that I did. I think I'm okay. I think I'm fine. Don't worry. 25 degrees lower and 20% less time. Got it. say in this house that yeah, I understood. Don't worry. Oh, hello.
Hello. Say hello to the chatty chat. Hello, chatty chat.
Chatty chat. You're free from prison. Congratulations.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to Room and Board. I'll be your host for this evening and Chef, so you can simply call me Chef. Hi, Stitches. Chef, use... No.
What?
Nothing.
All my oat milk?
Mm-mm.
Oh. I was like, ooh.
A lot of it, though.
Ooh. It felt like... Are you going to Starbucks in the morning to get me coffee?
That's what they use at Starbucks.
Is it?
Yeah. That's what they use at Starbucks.
Interesting.
You got me in trouble. Celeste, forget the oat milk and enjoy the biscuits. Oh, that's what they were for. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, Chef? Yeah, you should be sorry. Get me in trouble? Now, if you don't like gravy, I brought out some fun toppings. I got coffee infused maple syrup. Ooh, that's right. Some pure maple syrup from New Hampshire. Ooh. I'm in your way. Hello. And I also have Mike's Hot Honey. This stuff is so good. What do you guys prefer? Which one? Let me know.
I don't have the things I can't watch.
You don't have the thing?
I mean, like, I didn't, I'm not, like, in the chat.
Oh, you're not in the chat? Okay. You can get maple syrup that was aged in a bourbon barrel. It's really good. Or a bourbon battle. Sounds like it went through quite a lot to become a barrel. Apparently I actually did say battle, and this was not Alexa's phone. Not Alexa's fault. That one was stupid, Alexa. Got it. Now I gotta put away all my butter. You give up. I know. That's so interesting that you have to use Alexa to type. What I do when I watch Twitch at home is I'll cast it from my phone to my TV, and then I'll have the Twitch chat in my phone, so then I can type quickly. Even then, I do mess up sometimes in chat. Again, this is what's on the board tonight, if you can see it. I don't know what type of grape is used in this wine, but it's tasty. Very easy to drink. That makes sense. I just have the app on the TV. Yeah, sometimes the TV I have upstairs, I can't cast Twitch to it. So then I have to just watch off my phone. So sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't. Hey Google, stop the timer. Hey Google, set a timer for 2 minutes.
Sure, 2 minutes. Starting now.
Sorry everyone who is a Google Home user. And then I just set timers on all your devices. I have a Google phone too, so that just went off as well. Wow, no one caught that I didn't use any salt and pepper in my gravy. Devin and I just both yelled stop to make sure the timer didn't actually set. That's really funny. Of course, as always, I'm using kosher salt. Hey Google, stop the timer.
Nothing's playing right now.
Hey Google, stop the timer. These are looking nice and crispy. I'm really a air fryer believer. So they really do a good job. Blend of Cayuga Riesling and Vidal Blanc. That's why it's sweet. I think Vidal Blanc. You guys have the oven mitt? Okay, not ready yet, but you know they're cooking. They're cooking. And now I want to try that gravy. It's their best-selling white wine. I believe it. I didn't actually have to go to the vineyard to get this wine. It was at a local shop. So you know that makes sense. And the vineyard I used to work at, the best-selling wine was also a Vidal Blanc. So that's so interesting. Good find? Thank you, thank you. So I'm just tasting my gravy now. Wow. It's like very silky. And onion forward. Savory. I like it. I'm trying to figure out if it needs salt. I think it needs a little salt and a little bit of pepper. Oh yeah. It definitely needed that salt because it's much more flavorful now. Salt helps to bring out the flavors of other things, and something shouldn't just taste like salt. So you need to find a good balance. So Great White, a wine with explosive flavors of tropical fruits, melons, and apricots. Our winemaker has created this Great White to be a versatile and food-friendly wine with an uplifting bouquet, a relaxing mid-palate, and a clean, bright finish. AKA very easy to drink. And you know, you can like, it's not like something, oh, I just want a sip of it. You know, you kind of want some more. You want a nice glass. You took my oven mitt again? Come on, guys. Okay, these are getting more golden brown on the top. I flipped them around so they would cook more evenly. When you have a common type of oven in a home kitchen is a convection oven, and that means heat from the bottom rises to the top, and that's how the oven warms. So sometimes it's not very even, so it's always a good idea to flip your sheet pans around every so often, so you have a nice even bake on whatever you're putting in the oven. A convection oven is a feature that some ovens at home might have, and what that does is that circulates the air with a fan, so it's a more even cooking process, but it also gets hotter, so like the air fryer, you need to do 25 degrees less when cooking with a convection oven. These are so crispy. So nice. Happy with how those turned out. so soon we can start plating. We use our convection oven for almost everything except for baking. That's so interesting. That makes sense. I mean, I use a convection oven when making pastries in different jobs. I think I always had a convection oven wherever I worked. Yeah. Yeah, that's totally it. I also had this like big giant oven that was probably the size of my kitchen, and it had these planks that would like rotate. So it would be like a wheel of like all these like levels, and you put the sheet pans on the levels and they would just rotate in the oven. It's kind of cool. I've never worked with a piece of equipment like quite like that. I'm gonna go see what kind of herbs I have to help garnish. I found some fresh thyme and some fresh chive. I'm like smelling them. I think the chive would go better. I'm tasting. The chive is like the spicy cousin of a parsley, because it's herbaceous like one, but it, you know, it has a little kick. Like, not quite like a garlic or onion, but it has a little bit of kick similar to that. Look at that beautiful golden brown. I'm gonna chop this up a little bit. I'm heating my gravy back up. Whew. Okay, I was gonna bring a biscuit over for you guys to try, but it's hot. It's hot. Look at these beauties. They're hot, by the way. I'm getting quite a lot of spam. Okay. Thank you, AutoMod. Yes, these are hot. Yes, I'm touching it. You'll eat it hot. Okay. I'm not picking it up. You can grab it yourself. This is what I wanted. I'm debating how I want to do this. Do I want to cut it in half and make a little like sandwich? Or do I want to leave it whole? Ooh, I think I want to eat it whole. Or leave it whole. I want to eat it whole, of course, but you guys didn't need to know that. These have like a nice golden brown crust on them, and that is exclusively because of the lovely egg wash that we used. If you don't egg wash your biscuits, they won't have that nice golden brown crust on top. And then once this heats up, I can plate. So gravy heat up faster. Also, I totally didn't just pour a spice packet into boiling water because I forgot the rice peel-off mix had a spice pocket. Oh no. I freaking love those like I like to cook my own food, but I have like rice-a-roni in here. And I have like pre-made rice. I have my Goya rice up in there. If you guys didn't know, this camera that I have mounted here is like inside my cabinet. So that's what I'm looking at. So I was thinking I wanted to plate this with a spoon and do it nice. I have these really nice spoons that a coworker of mine got me, and I want to see if any of them. Oh yeah, look at this spoon. Look at that nice point on it. My coworker like loves that I had at the vineyard I used to work at. They had these really nice spoons, and they love spoons, and they always love to share. So one day they bought me spoons for like, maybe it was Christmas or my birthday. So now I have these like really nice spoons that are awesome for plating. I bought this little baby one because I thought it was cute. I don't know. It's a little secret about chefs. They really like spoons, okay? That's a fun fact about them. Carefully. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. That is exactly what I was looking for. And now I have my chives. Now something else that I have is a set of like 3 different types of food tweezers. Because that's the type of person I am. And a lot of chefs love that type of stuff too. They like their spoons and their tweezers. Woo, boy, look at that, like, gravy dripping down the side. Is this hot? No, this is not hot. And now my favorite part, well, my second favorite part, to take a picture. Gotta get that right lighting. I didn't just have a face of concentration on. Ignore that. And now, because I'm fancy, I will try this with a fork and knife. There's like layers of that butter and cheese that it's very hard for you guys to see, but I can see it and that's what counts, okay? That was a really big bite that I took, and I apologize, but I'm not sorry. Once you put the gravy with everything, it's almost like, I feel like I'm eating chicken gravy, but I know it's not chicken gravy, it's vegetables, but it's like giving me those vibes. So it's doing exactly what I wanted it to. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You can kind of see the layering here. And how flaky it is. Of course, you guys can have a bite, don't you worry. And I never forget about you. Here you go, enjoy. This is the type of biscuit where you really don't need butter for it, and it's so good it's on its own. But if you want butter, you know, I won't be mad. I won't be mad, I promise. No, I won't be mad. I won't be mad. I won't be mad. Okay. I really thought I didn't like biscuits growing up. That's because I would get them at like, I don't know, where would I get biscuits from? Maybe KFC? I don't know. But I've had my mother's in the chat. She doesn't make biscuits, so I can go on and say this. When I had biscuits growing up, you know, they were kind of dry, and they were hard to eat for me, so like I didn't like them. If this is reminiscent of my burger story, it's because it's like very similar. Cracker Barrel, oh, McDonald's, sure. The biscuits were like really dry for me, and I really didn't like them. So these are like nice and moist and buttery. So it like got me to like liking biscuits. And that sharp cheddar is doing some work in there. Ooh, that's good. So I know I have some very hungry sous chefs lurking about. So I'm gonna let them eat. So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Cook With Me in the Kitchen and of Room and Board. Everyone who's followed so far, thank you so much. I really, again, appreciate it. I know I say it every time, but like every time, like I still appreciate it. So thank you. Oh, hi, Redbeard. If they didn't help, they don't get to eat. Yeah, you tell them, Redbeard. Good to see you guys. So if you haven't followed, please consider following because I'm very close to my affiliate goal, and that'll be so perfect. Yes, man, thank you guys for coming. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I had fun cooking biscuits because, you know, that's like what my major was in college, so it's awesome bringing that back. I'd wrap it up and put it in the freezer and save it for another day. Ooh, I'm not that evil. I'm nice, okay, everyone, I can share. I know how to share sometimes, usually. Anyways, thank you guys for joining in. I hope to see you all next time. So, goodbye. Thank you. Have a nice time. Have a nice night. See you soon. Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen.